On WWE SmackDown, Jacob Fatu of the Bloodline is quite fanatical about paying respects to Solo Sikoa. In preparation for their next War Games match, the former tag team champion recently addressed Bronson Reed's message. In his terrifying Stamford promotion debut earlier this year, Jacob Fatu went on to become Sikoa's enforcer and destroy 3 big stars on Friday Night SmackDown. Swiftly gaining momentum, he bolstered Sikoa's side with sheer force. Bronson Reed became the 5th member of Solo Sikoa and his War Games group to enter WWE Survivor Series earlier this month after deciding to join the team. Reed and Jacob Fatu have been posting positive things about the new tribal chief on social media recently. Reed, a former NXT North American champion, recently promoted a team including the Samoan Werewolf, and now Fatu acknowledged his post on X, FK Twitter. No word yet on whether Bronson Reed has joined the Bloodline, but it seems he may remain a member of the group beyond WWE Survivor Series Canada. Sami Zayn's decision to join with the USOs and Roman Reigns occurred earlier this month when the Og Bloodline was losing ground against Solo Sikoa's group. But before the event in Canada, the newly appointed tribal chief had a strategy. An all-out battle broke out a few weeks ago when the Bloodline publicly shamed the original gang. In this scene, Bronson Reed joined the team of the evil group and made his presence known. The original tribal chief was utterly destroyed in the center of the ring by the combined might of the Samoan Werewolf and the Ausilla. Joining the Og Bloodline as their 5th member for War Games, CM Punk made his appearance on Friday Night SmackDown not long ago. "I can't wait to watch who takes home the trophy in Canada and becomes the undisputed champion of the Bloodline series. There is no shortage of tension, animosity, and surprising partnerships in the professional wrestling industry. When it comes to factions in professional wrestling, few have captured viewers like WWE's The Bloodline, which is characterized by individuals who are bigger than life. Roman Reigns has guided the Samoan dynasty to the pinnacle of athletic entertainment. Although Roman, Solo Sikoa, and the USOs get all the attention in Samoan wrestling, another superstar has been quietly making his way up: Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, who hails from the illustrious Unwai family, is well known in Major League Wrestling, MLW, for his commanding presence and punishing wrestling style. There is no denying Fatu's familial connection to the Bloodline, even if the organization is not formally affiliated with them in WWE. Not his cousin Solo Sikoa, but someone much more fascinating than him, sent a message to WWE superstar Jacob Fatu, and Fatu's public acknowledgement of the message sent shockwaves through the wrestling world. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins seemed to reach an audience outside of WWE's official network with a mysterious yet powerful gesture during a post-match speech. The flamboyant and deceitful Rollins made a statement on the changing power dynamics in wrestling. He touched on topics such as family, legacy, and forging one's own path outside from the influence of others, although he refrained from mentioning specific individuals. Even though it seemed like a generic statement, Jacob Fatu felt a connection to it. Shortly after, Fatu, who is well known for his staunch individualism and pride in his Samoan heritage, took to social media to provide a nuanced but revealing answer. Putting up a selfie with the words, "Family is everything, but I'm making moves my way," he revealed his desires. "Whoever gets it deserves respect." #use mode, Fatu tweeted, leaving admirers to wonder what he thought of Rollins' comment. Jacob Fatu's professional path provides an intriguing parallel narrative to WWE's The Bloodline storyline. Many have compared Fatu's performances as the current MLW superstar to those of his legendary family members. Because of his remarkable speed, strength, and charm, he is known as the Samoan Werewolf. Fans have always wondered if Fatu would be a part of the Bloodline, despite his accomplishments outside of WWE. Does he hold the key to the faction's success, only waiting to be unleashed? Is he meant to stand with his own group and fight against them? It seems that Fatu is not only watching WWE's landscape, but actively participating in it, based on his recognition of Rollins' message. Fatu alludes slightly to the possibility that his journey may not be fully congruent with the bloodlines by intellectually identifying with Rollins' idea of forging a separate legacy. A legendary relationship exists between Rollins and the bloodline. Rollins and Roman Reigns have been feuding for quite some time, with their rivalry often including both personal and professional animosities, due to their shared history as brothers in the Shield. Since Reigns' rule as tribal chief has been so dependent on deception and familial devotion, Rollins' message about legacy might be seen as a slur against him. But Jacob Fatu stands for a whole other dynamic. It is possible that Fatu is indicating a readiness to question the established conventions of the Samoan monarchy by recognizing Rollins' remarks. Will this pave the way for a future partnership with Rollins? Such a situation may seem fantastical, but wrestling is all about the unexpected. An exciting plot point would be created if Rollins and Fatu were to form an alliance. With Rollins' shrewd intellect and Fatu's physical might, they may challenge the bloodline for supremacy. On top of that, it would give Fatu a chance to shine in WWE without being hampered by his family connections. Interestingly, Fatu's recognition of Rollins' message reveals a slight estrangement from Solo Sikoa, the bloodline's youngest member. Fatu and Sikoa are related, yet they've taken different paths to success in their professional lives. Fatu stands out due to his independence, while Sikoa's devotion to Roman Reigns has solidified his position as the enforcer of the bloodline. Because of this difference, we may wonder whether Fatu and Sikoa would ever clash. Is Fatu trying to subtly undermine Solo's unwavering devotion in her answer to Rollins? Both fans and the writers of the bloodline story would be enthralled by a showdown between the two. The fundamental conflict between wrestling's age-old themes of lineage and uniqueness is highlighted by Jacob Fatu's reaction to Seth Rollins' message. Fatu bears the burden of his NY heritage, although his professional decisions reveal an ambition to carve out his own niche. Rollins' message of emerging from obscurity to leave a lasting legacy is reflected in this contradiction. Fatu establishes himself as an original in the wrestling world by identifying with this ideology. He is still tied to his family, but they are not the defining factor in his identity. When Jacob Fatu finally gets Rollins' message, all sorts of doors will start to open. Would Fatu surprise us all by making a debut in WWE? Who knows, she may be Rollins' ally or enemy. Or will he use his MLW dominance to establish a legacy apart from WWE? Having Fatu face the bloodline head-on is one enticing possibility. Fatu might pose as a renegade NY and challenge Roman Reigns for the title of tribal chief if he were to join WWE. The bloodline's plot would get a much-needed boost, and Fatu's fame would rise with it. On the other hand, Fatu might go for a quarrel with Solo Sikoa, painting it as a conflict between competing ideologies like family loyalty and individualism. A riveting competition combining high-stakes drama with strong in-ring action would result from their common background and different methods. The consequences of Fatu's recognition of Rollins have already started fans to speculate. Speculation regarding Fatu's future in the WWE and his possible leadership of a group opposing the bloodline are also circulating on social media. It doesn't matter how the match turns out, the wrestling world is paying attention to Jacob Fatu. Not only does Jacob Fatu nod in response to Seth Rollins' message, but he also makes his intentions clear. Fatu has every right to side with the bloodline, being a member of the most esteemed wrestling dynasty. Nevertheless, his recent reaction and professional choices indicate a strong determination to carve out his own distinctive route.